What's the results of putting God first? Number one, fullness of joy. When you put God first, there will be fullness of joy. Psalm 16:11 says, in his presence, there's what? Fullness of joy. So when I'm in his presence, either through the word, through prayer, through worship, what happens? I will experience the fullness of joy. These are the results of actually putting God first. Wow, Pastor, I've been reading the word. I feel so good. I know, I've been telling you that for the last 5 years. This is what I've been telling you about. When you do these things, you're going to see the results, and you're going to feel the results and experience the results. It says in his presence, there's fullness of joy. So every time I'm in the presence of the Lord, I have access to the fullness of joy. And when there's fullness of joy, that means there's an overflow. Not happy, joy. There's a difference with happy and joy. Happy, I bought your shoes. Oh, I'm happy. I bought you a car. I'm happy. You got a new job. I'm happy. The moment I take the job away, you're sad. The moment I take the shoes away, you're sad. Because happy has to do with outside circumstances. But joy has nothing to do with outside circumstances. The joy of the Lord is something that's supernatural. I don't need to receive anything from the outside to experience the fullness of joy. The fullness of joy is a free gift. It's a fruit of the Spirit that's on the inside of me. That when I spend time in his presence, the tank of joy begins to rise up, and I begin to experience the fullness of joy. So that's a result. Number two, you're going to experience the favor of God. In Proverbs 8:35 says, when they seek me, they will find me, and they will obtain favor from me. You will obtain favor from the Lord. How many have experienced the favor of God in their life? I mean, we always experiencing the favor of God in our lives. Why? We're seeking the Lord. Those who seek me will find me and will obtain favor from the Lord. They are believers that they never experience favor. Why? Because they don't put God first. You keep putting God last, you don't experience the favor of God. So when I seek God, I will experience the favor of God. Favor with God and favor with men. I go into the prayer closet and I'm there before the king. And the king stretches out his scepter of righteousness and favors me. The moment I come out of my prayer life, here comes the manifestation of favor. Here comes this, and here comes promotion, and here comes that. Why? Because I spend time in the presence of the king. And once the king decrees favor over me, guess what? I'm going to experience favor. And God's people said, yeah. So now, the favor of God is experienced in your life. What else? An open heaven. These are the results. You will have an open heaven over your life, especially when you give. Prayer, don't open the windows of heaven. Fasting, don't open the windows of heaven. Giving opens up the windows of heaven. That's Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. When you give, heavens are open. You can pray and fast, but if you don't give, heavens are closed. Are you with me? Now, the fourth thing, the desires of your heart will be met. When you do everything I've been telling you, the desires of your heart will be met. Psalms 37 verse 4 says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. So when I delight in the Lord, what happens? God says, I'm going to give you the desire, those secret desires that are on the inside of you. God is going to meet those desires. Yeah, he's going to meet those desires. Why? Because you're delighting yourself in the Lord. Now, how can you delight yourself in the Lord if you put God last? That's not delighting in the Lord. It's a burden for you to seek God because you're not delighting in the Lord. You're not putting him first. So when you delight yourself in the Lord, he'll give you the desires of your heart. Isaiah 58:14 says, then you shall delight yourself in the Lord, and I will cause you to ride on the high hills of the earth. Hello? God says, when you delight yourself in me, I'm going to cause you to ride on the high hills of the earth and feed you with the heritage of Jacob your father. The mouth of the Lord has spoken. So God is saying here, when you delight yourself in me, I'm going to cause you to ride high. How many want to ride high? Yeah. You want to stay in the valley? In the valley, that's the beasts are there. They're going to devour you there. But when you fly, you say bye to the lion, bye to the cheetah, bye to the leopard. They can't touch you because you're riding high. Are you with me? Those who wait on the Lord shall mount up with what? Wings. What are wings for? What are wings for? To fly. So you delight yourself in the Lord, and God's going to cause you to fly, and he's going to cause you to eat. He said you're going to feed on what? feed you with the heritage or the inheritance of Jacob. How many are Abraham's kids here? Yeah. How many have the blessing of Abraham in their life? See, some of you don't know. It's in the Bible that when you got saved, the blessing of Abraham came upon you. So now you're able to partake of the inheritance of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You're able to feed off the blessings of Abraham. So, number 5, and we end with that. When you seek the Lord and put God first, peace of God. That's Isaiah 26:3. It says, you will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. So Isaiah 26:3 says, when I put my mind on God, what's going to happen? What's the result? Peace. Shalom. I look at a believer, if there's no peace, I say he's not putting his mind on God. I don't have to know nothing about your life. I can know because I know the results of those who put the word first. And I see, oh, he's not experiencing peace. Why? His mind is not stayed on the Lord. I will keep him in perfect shalom, whose mind is stayed on thee. Now, how is my mind stayed on thee? I have to begin with my mind on him. And throughout the day, are you with me? Perfect peace. I will keep him in perfect shalom, whose mind is stayed on thee. And God's people said,